Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Got the 6.5 PRC out here with the anechoic suppressor on it. And we're going to shoot some 140 grain Norma Bondstrikes today. Kind of excited about this. I've talked about these bullets on the channel a lot. And I've shot them in multiple cartridges, but it was always factory ammo. This is the first time I've got the reloading component bullets. And I'm going to be using a powder I've never used before. It's, you know, been out for a long time, but I've never used it. Vihtavuori N560. I do know on a lot of my 7PRC videos I used N570, and a lot of people recommended that I use N560 as it's not quite as slow burning of a powder. So we're going to use N560 and these Norma Bondstrikes for the first time. I will say it's pretty hot today. I'm out here fairly early. It's probably around 8 o'clock, maybe 7:45. It's already getting close to 80. It's going to hit like 95 today. It's really humid here in Missouri. So hopefully I don't run into a bunch of pressure, and I got to go as quickly as I can. I'm actually going to shoot several groups today and see what happens. But I don't want to go too fast because I want to let the barrel cool. I got the barrel cooler, you know, running of course, but want to make sure I don't go too fast, but I got to beat the heat as well. So see what kind of groups we can get and see what kind of velocities we can get. So stay tuned. All right, first group velocity was around 2898 average, so basically 2900. Standard deviation was 10.5, which is fine. If I get around 10 or below, I'm happy. So 10.5 is not too bad. Definitely, there was zero pressure. And let's come down here and see if it had a good group or not. Oh yeah, about a 1/2 inch group. I think you can see it pretty good, but yeah, about a 1/2 inch group. So right on. Right on, right on, right on. On my last video with the partitions, it did the same thing. The first group was really good, and then it got worse slowly. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. This next group, in fact, every group from here on out will be a 1/2 grain more. Let's shoot the next group. All right, again, no pressure at all. 2940 velocity, definitely creeping on up there. I'm liking it so far. Standard deviation was 11.1. Still decent, a little bit beyond what I want, but it's not that bad. It will work. The first group was really good. Let's see what the second group looks like. Oh yeah, another close to 1/2 inch group. That might be a little over 1/2 inch. It'll of course be on the screen so you can see it. There's the first group. There's the second group. Yeah, two groups that look to me close to 1/2 inch. Fan-freaking-tastic. Like that a lot. On to the next group. We still got 3 more groups to shoot. Let's do those now. All right, 2987, creeping up there. SD did drop to 6.9, which is pretty cool. Still don't have any pressure, everything's fine. It's getting hotter and hotter though. I'm trying to keep the ammo in the shade. And, you know, I went and got a drink of water, let that barrel cooler do its thing a little bit longer than just this walk. But anyway, let's see what group 4 of 6 looks like. Hey, still not too bad. That's about 3/4 of an inch. Two there together, one about 3/4 of an inch off. So hey, you know, it's looking to me like this bullet in this particular gun with that suppressor combo just wants to shoot. In fact, I might be holding it back by my poor shooting. You get a better shooter out here, this might be like 1/4 inch groups, I don't know, but you could tell it has the potential to be very accurate. On to group 5. All right, up to 30-22 average on that one. You know, that's pretty good. I would prefer around 3100, but 30-22 is fine. But with these groups we've been getting, I am not complaining. The SD on that dropped down to 2.9. It's actually headed in the right direction now. Groups went from 1/2 inch to inch, back to 3/4 of an inch. The SDs went from 10 to 12, back down to 6, back down to 2.9. So that's cool. So in theory, this group would be back down to a 1/2 inch, but that doesn't mean anything. Many times I've noticed the SD and the group size don't correlate at all. So, but in theory, that's what should happen. But we will see. Let's look at it now. Oh man, had two right there together. That's still probably a minute of angle though, so it's not horrible. Might be 1.2 inches, so that's probably the worst group of the day. And if that remains to be the worst group of the day, that's not bad at all. So, like I said, sometimes the SD, actually many times, the SD and the group size do not correlate. Best SD, worst group size. But once again, 1.2 inches or so, if that's my worst group, that's fantastic. Just in case you're wondering, I have a 20,000th jump off the lands. That's where I've got these bullets seated at. Seems to be pretty good. Let's shoot the last group. All right, final group shot. 30-52 average. Very respectable. Not upset with that at all. Never had any pressure. And it's hot out here. So I could probably keep going up. I'm not sure if I need to, man. That's plenty of velocity, and groups have been really good. From my scope, which that Triton scope's really clear, I can see it pretty good. It looks like a horizontal string. Maybe an inch apart, maybe an inch and a half. I'm hoping it's an inch, but definitely looks like a horizontal string. So some of you guys who are better at this than me, you might explain to me what you think that would mean. Vertical looked about the same. So we'll come down here and show you specifically what it looked like. But the SD was down around 4.9. So the last two groups, the SD was 2.9 and 4.9. And the worst group so far was a little over an inch, maybe an inch and, 1.25 inches, something like that. Best group was around 1/2 inch. Let's see what this last one looks like. All right, there it is. Definitely, probably 1.5 inches. I would say 1.5 inches. I will measure it and have it on the screen. I think it's got a lot of potential. What do you think? Of those 6 loads, what do you think was the best? Just go with the first 2 that were the tightest? Or do you like those 2 that had the best SD and not quite as good of a group? I'd love to read your comments, like what you think the best of those 6 groups was and what you would load up more of to test and verify. Ever since I put this anechoic suppressor on this 6.5 PRC CVA Cascade XT, it's been shooting really well. The Bondstrikes and the N560 did well. Definitely, I'm happy with that for sure. Like to know what you think about that as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share if you think it's worth sharing, subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and until next time, take care.